Hi, this is Lisa here. Today I'm taking part in the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. This is a celebration of card making video tutorials created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles and levels. And today we're coming together to give our viewers a chance to discover new card makers. All you need to do is to watch, like the video, consider subscribing and click the link in the video description below to hop on to the next video. Don't forget to comment along the way because we have tons of prizes to give away. You must indicate if you are located in the USA or international so that prizes can be awarded appropriately, as some of the prizes have restrictions on them. And don't forget to check back every day this week since there are 5 themed days of video hops. You never know when you'll discover your next favourite YouTuber. So for my video today, I'm going to be sharing a technique with you which is going to enable you to put a glitter overlay over a stamped image, and I'm going to show you 2 ways to achieve that. I begin by taking my stamp from Simon Says Stamp Lots of Snowflakes, and I've put that down on an acrylic block. And as I'm going to be doing some watercolour stamping, I'm taking 2 colours from my Tombow dual brush marker set, and I'm just going to apply those over the stamp. Now this stamp has got lots of little areas on it. It is a snowflake, so it's a very delicate image. So I make sure that I apply some of the marker to every single bit of that. I add the purple to the centre, and then I'm going to take a spray mister and I'm just going to lightly spray some water over the top of that before stamping it down onto my cardstock. And for my cards today, I'm using some Tim Holtz Distress Watercolour cardstock. So that finishes the stamping for the first card. I'm going to clean off my stamp now, and I'm going to go through the same process again. I take the light blue marker, apply that liberally all over the stamp to make sure that it's completely covered. I add some purple into the centre, spray it with the mister, and then I stamp it down onto another piece of cardstock. So I have 2 panels here which I'm going to use to show you 2 different ways of applying the glitter overlay. The first process I'm going to show you today uses mask paper, and I've die cut a square from the centre of a sheet of masking paper, and I'm just going to lay that down onto my cardstock. And now I'm going to take some Versamark ink, and I've made sure that I've re-inked this pad. You want to make sure that it's really sticky so that you get really good coverage when you place that down through the mask. I remove the mask, and you'll see now that I've got the area around the image which has some Versamark applied to it. And I'm now going to take some special embossing powder. This is a sticky embossing powder from Ranger, and I'm going to apply that over the top. This powder is a little bit different from some others that you may have in your stash. When you heat set it, it actually remains sticky, and it's that that's going to allow us to put our glitter over the top. But for now I'm going to brush away the excess powder from outside of that frame. Because I used a masking paper, it has a low tack to it, and there are a few bits of powder that have got stuck to the outside of the frame, so I'm just going to remove those. Now that I've applied my sticky embossing powder, I'm going to take my heat gun to my cardstock and heat that, and I've made sure that my heat gun is really hot before I bring it to the paper. And now it's time to add our glitter on top of the sticky embossing powder. I think this is the part of the technique where you really see the card come to life. So I've applied the Rock Candy Distress glitter over the top. You can use any glitter you like. That's just what I happen to have in my stash. I've brushed away the excess from the outside of the frame, and again I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to make sure that's really hot before I bring that to the cardstock and heat the glitter, and that sort of bonds it to the powder underneath. Moving on to the second way of achieving a similar result, I'm going to take one of the mirror blocks from the Paper Smooches mirror block set, and I'm going to lay that down onto an acrylic block. This second process actually allows you to be a little bit more specific about the size of frame that you can create around your image. As you know, in the first process I used some masking paper and I die cut a square from the centre, but that square was actually dictated by the size of the die that I had. So in this process I'm actually going to be masking off an area around that stamp, and I'm going to create a little bit of a smaller frame. Aside from the first part of the process, it's pretty much the same as it was for the first. I then apply my Versamark to that masked area. I removed the tape and I've now pressed that down onto my cardstock, and I'm applying the sticky embossing powder over the top, and I'm going to heat set that. And as I did before, I'm now going to add the glitter over the top, and I'm going to heat set that so that it bonds to the powder underneath. Again, I'm just going to brush off some stray glitter from the edge there. Even though I don't have any Versamark around that outside area, because it's a masked area, it wasn't using masking paper, you still get a little bit of glitter there that you don't want around. So now it's time to pull our cards together. I'm going to take a sentiment from the Clearly Besotted Scrumptious Holidays stamp set. The sentiment is Let It Snow, which I thought was perfect for this snowflake. I'm going to stamp that using versafine onyx black, and I'm going to make sure that that sits just below the glitter area. For my second panel, I'm going to go through the same process, but I'm going to use a different sentiment set for this one. For this one, I'm using the My Favourite Things Snow Globe sentiments, and they've also got one which says Let It Snow. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to line that up in the Misty, apply some versafine onyx black ink, and then stamp that down as I did for the first one, that just sitting down under that glitter overlay area. For my first panel, I thought I'd finish it off slightly differently to normal. I've taken some water and a flat brush, and I'm going to apply some water to the edge of my cardstock. And I do this to all four sides, and I apply a lot of water as I'm going to actually rip the edge of the cardstock. And it's always a bit of a heart-stopping moment when you do this. But if you just apply the right amount of water to that area, the ripping really does just get contained to that particular section. So I did that to all four sides, and it gives a slightly different finish to the edge of the card. I've put some double-sided tape onto the back, and I'm going to adhere that onto an A2 top folding base card. And for my second panel, I've put some double-sided foam tape onto the back. This panel's been die cut with a stitched rectangle, and I'm going to place my panel down again onto an A2 top folding base card. And that finishes my two cards for you today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this technique in action and that you'll give it a go. And now on to the giveaway information. I'm doing a personal giveaway on this video today. It is open internationally, but you must state in your comment whether you are from the US or whether you are international. In order to be eligible to enter, you need to leave a comment below. The giveaway closes on the 7th of November. Winners will be announced on Justine Hovey's blog and YouTube channel on the 10th of November. I will provide links to Justine's channels in my description below, and I will also provide links to all the products that I've used in my video in the description below and also over at my blog. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.